Hey guys, and happy Monday. This is Untethered with Lo with our John C. Maxwell, the Maxwell Daily Reader. 365 days of insight to develop the leader within you and influence those around you. And I always love the segments because I I'll preface the read and acknowledgement of that which we're going to talk about with I had corrected myself on this same thing today right before I got home to do this segment. So, the power of thoughts is today's excerpt. And it goes like this: the human mind has a tremendous amount of power in our lives. That which holds our attention determines our actions. Because of that, we are today where we are today as a result of the dominating thoughts in our minds. And the way we think determines our attitudes are. The good news is that you and I can change that. You can control your thoughts, and because of that, you can control your attitude. Let's do an experiment that'll show you what I mean. Take a moment to think about the place you live. No problem, right? You decide to think about it, and you did. Next, imagine for a moment that the place where you live burned to the ground, and everything in it is gone. What kind of emotional response did you have? Maybe you were sad because many irreplaceable things would have gotten lost in the fire. Maybe you were happy because your current living situation is terrible and a fresh start would do you good. The point is that your thinking prompts your emotion. That's key, and here's why. Major premise: we can control our thoughts. Minor premise: our feelings come from our thoughts. Therefore, we can control our feelings by changing the way we think. Why is this important? Because your attitude is your emotional approach to life. It's a framework through which you see events, other people, even yourself. That's why I believe the saying, you are not what you think you are, but what you think you are, the difference maker. How are the dominating thoughts of your mind affecting your attitude? And so I had said that I had kind of course corrected myself on that today because I I noticed that my attitude has kind of shifted, and some of it is extreme realism of present moment situations. And I don't want to do the fake it till you make it stuff because it doesn't always work, but it does help. And so when I was getting my car, I was having a kind of a rough start to the day because I'm putting on this event, and I just felt like I kept trying to reach out to get some support, and it really wasn't being met. And I'm just like, man, going down this rabbit hole of kind of negative thought progression. And one thing one reason why I am a coach is because I will correct myself. I will practice what I preach, and preach what I practice on myself. And so when I was going down the rabbit hole, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I noticed that you seemed a little more down. I noticed that your thoughts are struggling to stay positive and forward thinking. And in a lot of these moments lately, you have this very kind of woes me attitude because it's just a lot. And there is a lot going on in my life. I'm juggling a lot of things. I'm outgrowing a lot of things. And I was talking to myself and asking, where is this? Where did it start? Because I hadn't always been in this space. And when I think back just to the year, I think, definitely losing my dad and spent a lot of time alone and trying to understand all those things and trying to work through them. I'm sure that that's probably where the downfall kind of started for me. And because I wasn't staying consistent with my yoga practice during that time or my mindfulness and all the things that really kept me grounded and balanced, I do believe that it's caused me to struggle even mentally. And so I am really big on affirmations and trying to be positive and trying to be forward thinking that, I make it through 100% of my days, no matter how good or bad. Now, it doesn't again, you don't have to fake it till you make to where it's like you don't acknowledge that you're having a hard time, that you don't acknowledge that things haven't been easy. But it becomes the wallowing in it, right? Like I'm just like, man, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of people. I need a break. I feel like I can't catch a break right now. And that just will tunnel you down the rabbit hole. Again, it's also understandable, because this life is hard. This life can have its very hard moments, not super easy, and they're challenging you because of where you could be. And I know God sometimes put you in situations because what's in store for you is great. And your character needs to be made stronger. And so that way, when you're gifted the blessings that he has for you, that you appreciate them and that, you don't kind of waste it. And so, today was really big for me. It was kind of like a big, not a sigh of relief, but it was just this big kind of like, oh, like, yes, you're right. I have been a little bit probably negative in my thought processes with some things. And sometimes even acknowledging just like the honest truths about this world can be a little bit challenging. And so I just want to encourage you all to remember to, one, when your thoughts are in a bad space, talk to yourself. You're your own best friend. Hey, bud, what's going on? Like, where's this coming from? Can you let it go? Can we try to focus on something different? The other is to, another way you could try to break it is to, even though you're not happy, but maybe smile and just try to find like comfort and gratitude for something that brings your heart satisfaction. And the other is just leaning into others and talking to them about where you're at. It's hard if you can't express yourself and talk through the things you're growing through mentally and emotionally, you're going to shut down. And shutting down is not good because then your thoughts stay down and then you feel like nobody's there. So, really start to utilize that support system. But, if you're feeling sad, notice that. If you start to notice how you're feeling first before you notice your thoughts, when you lean into understanding that you're feeling a certain way, whether it's put on a movie that might entertain you, maybe it's put on a song that you really love, just really try to find something to kind of pull you out, and vice versa. If you notice your thoughts are negative, work on grabbing something that will help motivate you to be in a better mindset. Because at the end of the day, if we're in a negative headspace and we're feeling it and we're thinking about it, that becomes our reality and everything is crashing down. But if we can try to see the best in everything, then I think, we can be just really guided to be just the best versions of ourselves, because it's okay to be this way, but from there, being in that space, like, share it, work on yourself, work through it, and then do things to help satisfy, that soul urge of happiness that we're longing for. All right, I just wanted to get on and I'm glad I did, because like I said, this one really hit me today, as they kind of always do, and I hope this helps some of you. Wishing the best.